The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a report by common cause that's titled Maryland General Assembly Approves Gerrymandered Congressional Map.
Without objection.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I'd now like to yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Louisiana, my good friend, Mr. Johnson.
The gentleman is recognized.
I thank my friend, and I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in opposition to H.R. 5746, which contains the text of H.R. 4, the so-called John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. With H.R. 4, Democrats are attempting to orchestrate yet another radical and unprecedented federal power grab over state-administered elections, this time under the guise of updating the Voting Rights Act. But the history here is so important. Upon its enactment in 1965, the VRA employed extraordinary measures to address pervasive state resistance to removing radically discriminatory barriers that did, at that time, prevent minorities from exercising their right to vote. But here's what's important. After exhaustive review in 2013, the U.S. Supreme Court's Shelby County v. Holder decision recognized an obvious fact when examining the Voting Rights Act. Things have changed dramatically since 1965. Of course, that fact should be celebrated. The court reasoned that requiring states to pre-clear election law changes today based on conduct a half-century ago was an unconstitutional invasion of state sovereignty. Republicans are thrilled the VRA worked. The truth is that more Americans from minority communities are voting now than ever before, and overall voter registration remains sky high. In fact, voter registration disparities between minority and non-minority voters in states like Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana are below the national average, and get this, lower than Democrat-run states like California, New York, and Delaware. However, Democrats would have you think exactly the opposite. They want to bring preclearance back through H.R. 4 and have all the states seek approval from Merrick Garland's Justice Department before they can make any changes to their election laws or redistricting, regardless of whether that jurisdiction has a history of discrimination or not. Again, this is a blatant federal power grab. These bills are contrary to the founders' intent, the plain text of the Constitution, and if they're fully implemented, they'll further erode Americans' faith and our confidence in our government institutions. We remain hopeful the people of our country will see through this. We urge a no vote today. I yield back to my friend and thank you for the time.